I got the other side of this. My little brother got it, but it's 15 points. This it is.
Man, that's a giant.
Yeah. Well, guess what? If that son of a bitch gets his dumb at 30 yards from me, I hate to tell you one thing. He did on his ass.
Yeah.
Unfamiliar places start to feel familiar when you get to know some of the people who live there. And if you ever see a guy at the bar with pull tabs stacked up to his eyeballs, make sure you introduce yourself.
Yeah?
Am I on?
Ready to rock and roll, man.
Well, we made it down to Indiana. We've never been here before, so we're gonna have to cover some ground. My plan is to scout bottoms, look for some sign. I'm hoping we can get on some sign, and then I know that we can figure out where to sit up top, just based on the topography on the top of the ridge is pretty easy. So we're just gonna run the bottoms. We've got 7 days, including today, to hunt. So I wanna find 7 hot bottoms so that we never have to hunt the same system. And we should be good to go if we can find a number of bottoms with sign in them. We got him. Is that a doe?
I think so.
Let's walk up to this first main draw. There should be a hub scrape of some kind down here. Like there should be a scrape right here off of this. There isn't. It's a good fresh scrape there. Right where these two draws come together, that's what we wanted to see. Honestly, I'm good in here. I'll move the next one. This is worth a sit up there. It's a big track. He's coming off that point too. We're gonna kill him in the morning. And we just need to sit up top, and it's really obvious where to sit up top. We learned that in Wisconsin. You just gotta find those little topography points to sit on, and they're all gonna be right there.
Bite into it. Eat it.
Got it. Yeah. Didn't Jake say he almost threw up when he ate one of those? Doesn't taste like anything. Earn the money, baby. I don't think it's a very big deer, but like, that's fresh.
Yeah.
That's like this morning fresh. Look at this. He's not very wide, but man, he's thick. I'd love to shoot him. I think the key to a huge bottom like this, because you just have no idea where they are. There's bedding points everywhere along here for a mile. So I think if we came in here in the morning, set up on one of these tops where we could hear for a long ways and see, we might be able to see where the deer are concentrated and move in.
The first day of scouting could not have gone any better. We found exactly what we wanted to see, and it was obvious where to set up going in blind the next morning.
Right here behind us. Right here, Joey, right here. I'm shooting.
Two dogs.
What the?
I couldn't get him on film at all. He was just going.
That was a good buck. Shh. Get out of here. Dude.
It was a shooting though.
It was a tank, dude.
Where the did these dogs come from, dude?
That was a really good deer. Well, obviously the dog bumped it, but it was on the pond. Well, that's all right. We just gotta chill out. We just need some toast to move through. I mean, I'm just happy that we found some deer and a good buck.
sorry, dude.
Oh, you're good. I was just letting you know we're here.
I'm actually doing forestry. I have a point right here. I'll be like 2 minutes.
Okay, thanks. No problem.
That way.
We can start backing up. We can obviously start backing up.
I'll never complain about a hunt with some action. On these short drop-in hunts, there are so many variables out of your control, you just have to roll with the punches.
Got some weather today. This is crazy. Great scouting day though. I think we're gonna go scout this big bottom. So it should be interesting. The terrain down there just looks weird. Looks unlike anything I've ever seen, so I'm really curious to go check it out.
I say we hunt it.
That looks cool.
Take the kayak across.
Crossing right there.
Yeah.
Let's go see. Yeah. Oh, we finally found a doe. That's good. This looks beautiful down here. This is right off the road too. That top up there looks really nice and thick. I think tonight we'll come in here. We'll walk right through here and curl around that way. Downwind of that big opening, see what that is. And then maybe set up in here actually with that scrape down there. See if something dumps off. I wish we knew if that was corn up there.
You don't see anything back there?
What the heck's going on? Look at her booking it over there. I can't believe there's nothing behind her. She's running right into our bottom. She looked like she was a hot doe.
Yeah.
How is there not a buck on her though? Squirrel hunters in our spot. Alright, let's do this. I mean, that looks like it was probably made today or last night. I think I gotta go with the gut. We gotta get on that creek. It's November 5th, I think. This is our second day here in Indiana. We had a huge low pressure system blow in throughout the day today. So we're out here hunting the tail end of it. Walking in, we bumped a really nice buck. And we're down in this creek bottom. And as we were getting set up, we had another just giant buck just cruising on the other side of the creek. So they're definitely up and moving. We got a bunch of Derek's friends down here, a bunch of turkeys. There's like 30 of them. It's crazy. But anyway, they're up and moving. I think it's going to be a good evening. And this is a pretty sweet spot. We got a scrape right down here and a creek crossing. So we should be in good shape here.
There are certain things you do have control of, though. We would have been wet and cold, but if we would have been in the tree earlier, that deer would have been dead. After this hunt, we vowed to be on time for the rest of the trip.
You know, like, getting up at 2:30 is like one thing, but getting up at 2, that's a whole nother level. I mean, I just don't feel right now. But it has to be done. November 7th. Grandma's birthday. I gotta call her later. Anyway, we're in just a gorgeous spot this morning. The weather is terrible. We've got a full moon. It was almost light walking in here. But the spot is awesome. I love it. We saw a good buck down in that creek bottom right over the CRP. What was it, 2 days ago? And anyway, so there's a bunch of bucks in here. We know that. It's a great spot. It's a beautiful morning, so I think we're gonna have a good sit here. He's got in circles in that corner. Dude, are you kidding me? He's not even a shooter. He's a tiny buck. Really? He's a basket rat. See his tail? Pretty sure there's not another one. I just seen 2 deer. He's the one buck. The buck growl was real. We just heard a buck growl. I don't know. I've never heard that. It was weird as hell. It sounded fake. Back in these pines, and then some deer popped out into the CRP. They were chasing around. It was a little buck, I guess, but man, that was crazy. I've never heard that. That was cool.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't frustrated at this point. We decided to scout the rest of the day, stare at the map that evening, and get some rest for the final 2 days of the trip.
Really gotta film my ailments. Gosh, allergic to something around here. Just in the house. Allergic to not killing deer.
Time to move. I don't know where, but we gotta move somewhere. Get set up for that midday movement, 10 to 2. There's not much going on here since we blew it up. Those bucks this morning went off that way. It's back towards that CRP bedding, so I'll go try and get below that for the evening.
Evening sit, November 8th. Totally different spot tonight than we were. Well, than we have been all week. We've been hunting up high in the ridge systems in the hills, and now we're obviously down in the creek bottom here. That really nice buck we saw was actually working this edge right here a couple days ago. So we decided to jump down in here this evening and see if they were hitting the corn. We actually already had a deer come out into the field, surprisingly. So they're definitely hitting it, and hopefully one of these does brings a good buck out here with her. After the encounter that evening, we decided we need to try and access that piece of private. The next morning, we had another unproductive hunt. We decided to get some lunch at the local bar, and that's when we met a new friend who was as passionate about pull tabs as we were about hunting. He told us where the landowner lived, we paid the bill, and immediately rushed over to his house.
Time to go beg for some permission. I think if we can get access to it, we got a really good shot. Like, that sets up real nice. Access will be nice. So hopefully he lets us. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it did.
So can I show you the map so that just to make sure we're on the same page? So Derek, he hunts his property obviously, so he no good on permission, but we could access.
Well, I mean, you can get up to where there's government ground.
Like, could we walk in on this edge and access into here?
I'm gonna take you on your word. Just take me on mine.
Yeah.
You know, if I let you drive across me to get all the way over to them pines, and if you want to hunt in them pines or any of the other government that goes around my property, I'm fine with it.
Okay. So yeah, I know which road you're talking about, right there.
Yeah.
So pull down there, across the creek, and then go up to government.
Yeah, then you can go all, like I said, go all the way to the top of the hill. You can pretty well see the hill from over there. But now, might you run across somebody?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
But if you run across somebody and it's on my property, just tell them I give you permission and they can shut the hell up.
Yeah. All right.
You know, that's how that works, as far as I'm concerned.
Cool.
But, hey, I'm a big deer hunter. I know how it is when you get the fever. You want to go? Go ahead and help yourself.
Yeah, cool.
And
well, hey, thank
luck.
you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks for showing us these two.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
that's
not a
amazing.
problem.
Congratulations. That's
Yeah.
Hey, if we end up shooting something, we'll come show them to you.
I wouldn't mind taking a look at it. What's
Yeah, yeah. So,
appreciate you stopping. See, that's the difference between you and most people.
well,
When you stop and ask me, that tells me you ain't out trying to do nothing wrong.
we don't want to do anything wrong. That's
Right.
for sure. So,
So, like I said, have your way, and however far you want to take it,
all right.
how far you take it.
Cool. Thank you. Have a good one. Thanks. That's a scrape. Look at that. Let's just get set up right in here. We can shoot this way, shoot that way. So last night here in Indiana, our buddy Brad said we could access through his property, so we're in a sweet spot. Normally we'd have to walk. I measured it out. It was 2.1 miles down that draw to get to here. So we got to come in the back door, which is awesome. These are all big leeward points right here with the wind coming like this. So we're hoping the deer dump down into this cornfield. The cornfield just hammered with tracks. There's a creek down there with water, and it's 80 degrees, so they need to go get a drink. Hopefully it'll be a good evening, even though it's so hot and everything. But we'll see what happens.
Too little, too late.
Let's go have some cocktails, dude.
We should have went to hang out at that little bar sooner. When you're in an unfamiliar place, it pays to spend some time learning from the locals. Just remember, that guy with the pull tab stacked up to his eyeballs could also be a hunter who spent the last week getting his ass kicked.